Pacific family, this is Pastor Zoe, and we have our first chapel of the academic school year, and I'm so excited about it. And we've dubbed it Ignite because we are igniting a flame of purpose that can never be extinguished. Always excited about spending this time with our students, and even more excited to have the full life back on the campus again. It's always a pleasure to hang out, so check out the Ignite experience right here at Warner Pacific University.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunt. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process.
A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time. You go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
If you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, be what you say you're gonna be, you're gonna have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're gonna come up short. You a gazelle, you're gonna have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happened in lion mode, like I'm coming to get you.
And so here's David. He knew that he was called to be a king. He didn't look like it. He was too young. He was too scrawny, and people didn't think he could do it. And what was he doing? While he was tending sheep, he was working in excellence. While he was tending sheep, he was building character, integrity, strength, knowledge, wisdom. The same thing that you're doing right now in your classes. You might not like that accounting class. You might not like any of these classes, but it is the path to the prize that develops you. And so here he is tending the sheep, and all of a sudden, one day, a lion comes out to eat the sheep. Nobody was watching David. Nobody saw David. And the Bible tells us he grabbed something and he struck the lion and he killed the lion. It was a private victory. Then, a few months or years later, he's still tending the sheep. Then all of a sudden, a bear comes. The Bible tells us he slayed and killed the bear. Nobody saw it. David is working in excellence with what has been entrusted to him. And as we fast forward, here's David, he's playing the harp, and the Bible says that Saul was so depressed, he was looking for music therapy. He was looking for somebody to help him in his distress. And David didn't know that anybody was looking at him. He was working in excellence, playing a musical instrument. And so somebody saw him playing, and they went to the king, and they said, I know somebody who can help you. I saw him on the backside of the desert in the wilderness. He didn't know anybody was watching him, but I was watching him working in excellence and working in character, and he can help you. And because of his character, that got David into the palace. He was in a family of little means. Nobody even thought about him. He was an afterthought. And now, because of David's gift, now because he's operating in excellence and he's maximizing his talents, gifts, and abilities, somebody saw it, and he is now in the palace. And what I'm here to tell you is, when you don't think anybody's watching you, somebody's watching you. Most importantly, God is watching you. But I do not want you to cheat yourself. Because the moment you let up, the moment you're in a gazelle mode instead of a lion mode, somebody's going to see and call you lazy, and you can miss out on an opportunity for elevation. But David wasn't caring about what people thought or what they thought about his job and it being minimum wage. He worked as unto the Lord. He worked with all of his strength. And I'm encouraging you, when you're in class and your mind starts to wander, I want you to hunker back down. Why? Because your future is at stake. Your character is at stake. Your integrity is at stake. You are literally practicing what you're going to do the rest of your life. It has nothing to do with your class. It has nothing to do with your professors. It has everything to do with who you are becoming on your path to the prize. See, when your mind is so focused on the prize, you'll be willing to cheat. When your mind is so focused on the prize, you'll be willing to take shortcuts. When your mind is so focused on the prize, you forget all about purpose, and you start making decisions based off what you can get instead of who you can become. And that's the value of character, integrity, honesty. Because you're flexing muscles that other people aren't willing to go through the process with. And so here's David. He's in the palace, and he doesn't think higher of himself than he ought to. He doesn't get in pride. Oh, I'm in the palace now, because he's still tending sheep, and he's in the palace at the same time playing a music instrument. And now, here's this big giant. He's cursing at the God of Israel, and everybody's afraid to battle him. And everybody, his brothers, all 7 of them, were in the battle, and none of them were willing to step up, even though they looked like a king. Even they looked like leaders. They looked the part, but on the inside of them, they were hollow and empty. And they couldn't step up when the lights turned on. It's always private victories before public ones. The Bible says he grabbed some smooth stones and had a slingshot. Stone hit Goliath right in the middle of the forehead. In the only exposed part that he had. And the Bible says he sunk and died. And all of a sudden, everybody's like, David! He's the man! He's the king! He slayed Goliath! But it was not that moment that caused David to be a winner. It was the path that developed him to be ready when the lights came on. Lights, cameras, action. Are you ready for showtime?